Massive have accidentally released one of the weapons that's slated for release during the survival patch. I've got my hands on it and I was able to do some detailed testing, so do stick around. I'll show you everything you need to know. What is up, guys? It's Skill Up here with another Division video. I know everyone is talking about patch 1.4 right now, hoping that it's still coming out sometime in October. Massive, though, are obviously very keenly thinking about the survival patch. They've said that that's still going to be coming out this year, which means they must be fairly progressed in the development of it. One of the things in that patch is going to be a whole bunch of new weapons, and one of those weapons has actually leaked out by virtue of the PTS. If you go to the terminal vendor this week, you'll notice that he's selling a new blueprint for an M5 LMG. Now, this weapon is not in the current game, and it's actually not meant to be on the PTS either. I reached out to Massive, I spoke to the lead weapons designer, and he confirmed for me that this is not going to be released in patch 1.4. It's actually going to be released during the survival patch. However, I saved up some Phoenix credits, I bought the thing, I was able to run some good tests on it, and I can tell you this thing is damn strong. Alrighty, so first up, let's take a look at it. It's quite a handsome looking weapon, as you can see here. I always put mine in the torn tape red, so it looks as much as possible like super good advice. Shout out to all the Destiny fans out there. I'll just give you a bit of a better look here. That's it. It looks quite similar to the other LMGs, just a bit more featured. So to demonstrate the stats on this thing, I want to compare it to the M249 Bravo. Very, very similar in style, but with a very big difference. The M249 has 15.1k per bullet damage, so it has basically the same sort of roll as the MG5. The difference, though, is that the M249 has 550 RPM as compared to the MG5, which has 800 RPM. Now, obviously, you pay for that by the mag size difference. The M249 has twice the size in the mag. This one only has 50, this has 100. But the thing is, you don't need 100 bullets in a magazine. It's because with an extended magazine, you get to 100 rounds in the mag. And the way this game plays, there's almost no instance where you can just stand up and unload more than 100 bullets before having to duck down behind cover, giving you an opportunity to reload. So that many bullets is already sort of overkill. What you really want is a mag size around this level, and then you want to kind of extend it out a little bit, maybe put a bit of a rate of fire mod on it as well. That's where you get to like real optimal DPS throughput, given the fact that this is a cover-based shooter. So for that reason, you know, like when you properly mod this thing, you just get some really crazy numbers. You can see here my sheet DPS. This is a really crappy build, by the way. This is a 4-piece Lone Star with Reckless and Savage. When I say it's crappy, I mean like this build is actually excellent. However, it's not optimized because it's literally just the stuff I pulled straight off, you know, my live game. But you can see here, I'm already getting a very comfortable 280k DPS. That number is jacked up a little bit by the fact that it's assuming 100% headshot chance, which the new DPS formula does. That changes next week, and it's going to be more realistic. But regardless, you know, you can compare it to the kind of DPS that you'd see on the M249. Let's put in a big mag as a basis for comparison, and you can see here, let's just do that. And you're seeing here that the DPS assumed on this one is 228k versus this one here, which is 280k. Yeah, I mean that's already a difference there, but it's sort of overstating that because of the fact that the DPS calculation includes reload and mag size in the way that it does. It's really making the M249 sound a lot better than it actually is. The M5 is just like crazy good. I mean, if I was just to put it in very simple terms, I would say the M5 is about 20 to 30% better in terms of DPS throughput than the M249 is. And the M60 is very similar to the M249. Another really interesting comparison is to the L86 or the RPK. Now, these are two other LMGs. Then the thing about these is that they have higher rates of fire, less per bullet damage, and smaller mag sizes. They function much more like assault rifles. And again, if we compare them, we see here that the RPK has 12.7 per bullet damage. This one has 15.8. This has less RPM, right? 650 compared to 800, and it has a smaller mag, right? There is absolutely no reason in hell you would ever use this RPK over this MG5. No reason whatsoever. Similarly, if we look at the L86, it's a very similar story. If I can find my L86, there it is. 13.2K, slower RPM, way smaller mag size. Rip the L86, rip the RPK. There's just no reason at all to use those weapons. As for how the weapon actually handles, you'll see I've got a naked version of it here. I'm going to shoot at the target dummy and you're going to see how it performs in terms of stability, and you'll see that it's got plenty of kick on it. I'm really trying my darndest there to like keep it under control, and it is not easy. Maintaining consistent headshots on an LMG at the back end of its pattern fire is generally okay, but this one has tons of horizontal or vertical instability. I'm really fighting to keep it down. So in terms of how I mod this thing, I'm really going for maximum maximum stability, since it's all been rolled up. I've got stability there. I've got on the mag slot, you're generally sort of going for, you know, damage stats, magazine size, rate of fire is great. Here I'm going stability and accuracy, very important. And in the last slot here, I'm going to try and find some more stability. Yep, 12% stability there, fantastic. And if we fire the weapon again, you'll see how it performs, and that's it. So I'm actually, I wish I could sort of explain this to you a little bit better or demonstrate it, but I'm having a much easier time maintaining that now. I'm still working for it, but I'm not working nearly as much as I was. The other thing I'd recommend, obviously, is use your steady hands talent, which is this one here. In this tree, it basically gives you way more recoil reduction when you take cover, and as you can see here, it's really easy for me to maintain my my position there. Super easy for me to maintain constant headshots. And the last trick that I'd show you is that smart cover on the PCS has been changed. It now gives you bonus weapon handling as well. So I can pop smart cover, I can drop down, and my weapon is extremely stable at that point. I really am not even, like, I'm barely moving my mouse at this point to control it. It's very, very easy indeed. So yeah, that's it, guys. Look, this weapon is just like absolute beast mode. I'm gonna have some footage here that I'm gonna play through the rest of the video of me soloing a challenge mode with this weapon. I'm running 4-piece Lone Star, 1 Reckless and 1 Savage. That's a bit redundant. You can't run more than 1 Reckless or 1 Savage. Lone Star, Reckless, Savage. And one of the things that I really like to do to negate the reload of this is that's why I like Lone Star. I just switch between the two of them when I need to reload. I don't need to reload, switch between the two of them. I've got 2 of the same weapon equipped because it's that damn good. It's literally the best weapon in the game right now. And you can see I'm very comfortably melting everything on my path. It is not an optimized build at all. And it just is super easy. So yeah, look, if this weapon comes out in this way and there are no other weapons that come out, or there isn't a broader weapon rebalancing to, like, you know, calm this down, so to speak, this is definitely going to be the best available weapon in survival. It's just complete man mode. I love it. I love LMGs. I love this one. It's a very different LMG experience versus the M60 and the M249, purely because of the fact that it fires so fast, you know, and that feels great. So I do keep an eye out for it, guys. Check it out on the PTS now. You can buy it from the terminal, and on the PTS, sorry, on 1.4 when it goes live, you won't be able to get it, but when survival lands, you will be able to get your hands on it. So do prioritize it because it looks amazing. Guys, if you like this video, do drop it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, this is the kind of stuff that I do: detailed weapons testing and plenty of the Division coverage. So subscribe if you haven't. Thank you very much for watching. Take good care, and I will see you in patch 1.4. Bye bye.